A thunderstorm can look dramatic from a distance, but one of its most dangerous threats can arrive suddenly at ground level. That threat is a downburst, a powerful blast of air that drops out of a storm, hits the surface, and spreads sideways as destructive straight-line wind. The process often begins high inside a mature cumulonimbus cloud. Strong updrafts can hold huge amounts of rain and hail above the ground. When the updraft weakens, that suspended water and ice begins falling. As rain, hail, or snow falls, it drags nearby air downward. Meteorologists call this precipitation loading. Think of millions of droplets and ice particles pulling the air with them. On its own, that drag can start a downdraft, but the most damaging downbursts need an extra push from temperature. That push comes when dry air is drawn into the storm's rain shaft. Falling rain evaporates into that dry air, and evaporation removes heat from the surrounding air. If hail is melting at the same time, even more heat is taken away. The result is a pocket of air that becomes much colder than the air around it. Cold air is denser and heavier than warm air, so this chilled pocket develops strong negative buoyancy. In plain language, it wants to sink, and it can accelerate rapidly toward the ground. The stronger the cooling, the more violent the downward rush can become. When that dense air hits the surface, it cannot keep going down. It spreads outward in all directions, like water splashing across a floor. These spreading winds are straight-line winds, and they can tear roofs, flatten crops, snap trees, and overturn caravans. In eastern Australia, the setup can be especially dangerous when hot, humid air near the surface meets dry air from inland areas a few kilometres up. Around southeast Queensland, this mix can prime severe storms for strong evaporative cooling and damaging outflows. Downbursts can be wet or dry. In humid places, the descending air often arrives with a visible wall of heavy rain and hail. In drier inland areas, rain may evaporate before reaching the ground, leaving only streaky verdure beneath the cloud. Even if no rain reaches you, the cooled air can still slam into the surface. A sudden wall of dust may be the only warning. Meteorologists classify downbursts by size. A microburst is less than 4 kilometers wide and usually lasts only a few minutes, but its winds can be extreme. A macroburst is larger than 4 kilometers wide and can keep damaging winds going for much longer across suburbs, farms, or power lines. Aviation takes microbursts very seriously because of low-level wind shear. An aircraft can first meet a strong headwind, then seconds later cross into a sudden tailwind, losing airspeed and lift close to the runway. That is why Doppler radar and airport wind shear alerts are so important during thunderstorms. After a storm, downburst damage is often mistaken for a tornado. The clue is the pattern. Tornado debris tends to twist inward around a narrow track. Downburst damage usually spreads outward from where the air hit the ground. So if a severe storm is nearby, do not wait for a funnel cloud. Move indoors, stay away from windows, and treat any sudden roaring wind or dust surge as a serious warning.